You said the other.
About like your first experience, kind of in this series, kind of talking about it like youth is almost a disadvantage, but there's plenty of advantages too. What are the advantages to kind of be the younger team coming in?
Well, sometimes the advantage of being young is you don't know what you don't know. I go back to when I was in Golden State, and we had a roster filled with guys, and Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Harrison Barnes had no playoff experience, and we beat Denver, and we almost beat San Antonio in the second round. So the only way you get experience is by being there. So that's what's great about this postseason for us. No one can say next year this is your first playoffs. But we've kind of battled that all year long. We're the second youngest team in the NBA. And we never use that as an excuse. We're not going to start using it now. We feel that we have enough veteran leadership and poise amongst our young players to go out there and play at a high level. We know who we're playing. We know the championship banners that they have. But once game one starts, none of that matters. It's about going out there and executing the game plan. And playing with great discipline and having tremendous urgency.
Michael, you've said the playoffs is where guys make a name for themselves. And Nikola Jokic is the biggest star on your team. How excited just are you to see his first foray into the playoffs?
Yeah, I think it's going to be great for Nikola, Jamal, Gary, all of our guys. But you can have a tremendous regular season. You're going to get credit for that. But until you do it on the national stage, on the big stage, in the playoffs, that's when you take your game to a different level. That's when your reputation grows, because it's in front of the national audience. And I have full confidence that Nikola and all of our other players are going to go out there and show and prove. Show everybody in this country just the type of team we are, the type of talent that we have, and we're not afraid of any challenge. So it's going to be a great opportunity for Nikola and all of our young players.
What concerns you most about the Spurs, and how you guys are going to get through this series?
When you think about San Antonio, you automatically think of LaMarcus Aldridge and DeMar DeRozan. Both of those guys, they can beat you by themselves. You have to give them different looks throughout the game, throughout the series, and that's a scary thing. They're the #1 three-point shooting team in the league. They're the last in terms of attempts, but the #1 in percentage. We've done a great job of guarding the three against this team, so that has to continue. And that's why when they bring their bench shooters in the game, you play more one-on-one because you don't want to open up that three-point line. But can we keep DeMar DeRozan out of the paint, off the rim, and off the free throw line? He's obviously one of the best mid-range players in the NBA. And then LaMarcus, can we give him enough different looks? Because we know once he gets that ball in that left block, he's almost unstoppable. So it's going to take a team effort to guard both of those guys. And for years, we all know this about San Antonio. Anytime you make any mistake, it could be a game plan mistake, a personnel, I'm not closing out to a shooter, or not covering the play the right way, they will make you pay every time. So we have to have great discipline for 48 minutes so we're not beating ourselves.
Coach, I know you have a lot of respect for Pop. But how do you make sure your guys is right and not worried about being a coaching duo with Pop?
Yeah, it's listen, that's a Mike Tyson knockout if you're comparing Greg Popovich and Michael Malone. The guy is arguably the best head coach in the NBA history. So, but for us, we always worry about ourselves first, D, and that's going to continue into the postseason. We prepared these guys last night and today. We'll shoot around tomorrow, and now it's going to be great to finally go out there and play. We know them. We played them a week ago. They know us. But I have to worry about making sure I'm putting our guys in the best position to have success, utilizing our bench in the best manner to help us have success. And as we go along in this series, continue to learn, figure out what we need to do, what we need to tweak to give us the best chance to have continued success.
Your most high-profile meeting with him in the playoffs was obviously the 07 finals. What did you remember about the way that he was, able to change from game to game? Obviously, LeBron was the target and all that kind of thing. But what you learned about how he operated in a series that year?
You're going back, it's a lot of years ago, man.
12, yeah.
That's a long time ago. And obviously they had a great team, and obviously it was unfortunate we got swept. We were ahead of schedule. That was our second year in Cleveland, and we get to the finals. And things kind of broke our way with the playoff seeding and avoiding certain teams. But I even go back to the last time I played them when I was with Golden State in that second round. He's a great coach. He's going to put his players in position to have success. He's going to make the necessary adjustments, matchups, playing big, playing small, whatever it is. And we have to be ready to do the same. And that's what you love about the playoffs, that every game there's a chess match.
Yeah.
Do they play big or do they play small? We play big or small. Who do you use off the bench? What are your matchups? What do you change with your game plan? But we're going to stay with what got us here to be the number 2 seed. If we have to make those changes as the series plays on, we definitely will.
We know Nikola wants to play up and pick and roll, but with Aldridge in the pick and pop, that's another area where he's really deadly. How do you kind of factor into that into your coverage?
Well, I think for us, obviously, after 82 games, being a top 10 defensive team and number 1 in 3-point defense, we're going to start with what we do, knowing full well, Matt, we'll have to make some changes, and we'll have those adjustments readily available throughout the game. With LaMarcus, obviously, his ability to pick and pop is a big concern. And I think having Nikola up the floor allows him to get back to LaMarcus picking and popping. If you're all the way down the floor, that's a lot of airspace to cover to get back to LaMarcus. So then the beauty for us is we can play things differently with that starting lineup. Then you bring Mason Plumlee in the game, you can do a little bit things differently because of Mason's ability to move and his athleticism. So LaMarcus is an all-star for a reason, whether it be pick and pop or on that left block, we'll be sure to give him different looks and try to keep him on his heels.
Is there a guy in San Antonio that maybe is better offensively than maybe most people talk about that you're maybe more concerned going into the matchup with Bryn Forbes?
Well, just from the 4 head-to-head games, Bryn Forbes has hurt us. He's shooting 44% from 3. He's the one guy that's hurt us from the 3-point line in the 4 regular season matchups, and he's done a really good job getting out in transition. So yeah, Bryn Forbes is definitely a guy, and their international lineup off the bench is a concern. I mean, what they do is in their starting group, it appears like they run more set plays. Off the bench, when you have a guy like Patty Mills, Marco Bellinelli, Davis Bertans, those guys are such high IQ players, they play the game. And their ball movement, their body movement is really hard to keep up with. So we'll have to be ready for that. Just that movement and that driving kick game and the shooting they have off that bench, because that can be lethal at times.
How tough defensively has Derek White gotten over the years? How much growth have you seen from him defensively?
Yeah, he's got great size, he's got good instincts. Obviously, Pop trusts him out there, and he's not afraid of the challenge. So Derek, he never won injuries as a team, but Derek has really benefited and grown because of all the experience he's been able to, take this year in light of those injuries. But yeah, he's got a defensive mindset, and he's going to give all of our guards a tough challenge because of his size, length, and his tenacity. And hopefully our guys are ready for that.
Coach, with how much has been made of the playoff inexperience of this team, what role, if any, do you think you play in keeping the team poised and confident during the ebbs and flows of the series?
Yeah, I think as a head coach, that's always one of your challenges, is to make sure you're never getting too high, you're never getting too low. Obviously, as an assistant coach, I've been part of many playoff series, and so I can draw from those experiences, but my first time as a head coach. But we're not going into this saying, man, we're inexperienced. We're really concerned about that. We're excited about the matchup. We're excited about being in the postseason, Adam, and we're going to go out there and attack it. We're going to make mistakes. That's part of it. We'll learn from those. We'll adjust and hopefully be better off as we move forward within the series. But we don't look too much into the whole inexperience factor. Been a part of a lot of teams that have been young and won, and you see it all the time. And my job is to make sure our guys are poised, we're not getting too down on ourselves, and keep them positive, keep them uplifted, and most importantly, keep them together.